Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're talking about this. It's a new EDC light from WOWTAC. This is the W1. So WOWTAC works with ThruNight. On their products it says technically supported by ThruNight. So they definitely have a relationship between those two companies. WOWTAC is even more budget friendly than ThruNight flashlights are. This one's going to run you around 26 bucks online. So at the time of this video, $25.99 for the new W1, and this is in cool white. So let me give you some of the details here. We got a bunch of different settings. Your firefly setting is 0.5 lumens, your low is 12, your medium is 60, your high is 197, your turbo is 562, and then it's going to drop down to 215 lumens. And let me go through the runtimes now. So your firefly, 29 days, low 25 hours, medium 5 hours, high 95 minutes. Your turbo is going to run at 562 for 1 minute and then drop down to 75 minutes. We also have a strobe available. That's 150 lumens. That's going to run for 3.5 hours. It is IPX8 rated, so it's going to be good down to 1.5 meters, they're saying here on their paperwork. And then as far as it being impact resistant, it's also good down to 1.5 meters. Your LED is an XPG2 LED. It does have an orange peel reflector. The materials are aluminum alloy. It is black anodized anti-abrasive finish. And your dimensions are 68 millimeters by 24.5 millimeters by 20 millimeters, and your weight is 58 grams. So let's put that on the scale here to get the weight in ounces for us. So there's that, and we're looking at exactly 2 ounces. That is with the battery. That is included, and it comes with a 16340 650 milliamp battery. So 2 ounces there. Let's check the size here. Grab the tape measure and measure this thing from end to end. So we are looking at end to end about 2 3/4, I would say, and then across the bezel, looking at about a little more than 3/4 of an inch. So for a lot of people, when they see the WOWTAC W1, they're going to think of this, which is the S1R Baton 2 from Olight. Very similar in size. I will tell you the magnet on this one is very strong. When you bring it pretty close, you can see it actually starts to move, so I don't want to get them all tangled up. So the S1R Baton 2, very similar in size, a little bit smaller. It does have that rechargeable base, whereas the WOWTAC does come with a micro USB. There it goes. Micro USB for recharging. Now, another light you might think of is the ThruNight T1. So this is very similar in size to the WOWTAC W1, a little bit different as far as your texturing. So as far as your outputs, your high for the W1, like I said before, is going to be 562 and then drop down to 215. For the S1R Baton 2, I'm going to double check my outputs here, but we're looking at a max performance of 1000 lumens. That's going to be for 1.5 minutes and then drop down to 300 lumens for 37 minutes. Your next highest output is 600 lumens for 1.5 and then drops down to 300 lumens for 45 minutes. So you're definitely getting, more lumens out of the S1R Baton 2, but in general, you're going to be paying closer to like 60, 65 bucks for an S1R Baton 2 as opposed to 25 for the WOWTAC. So just a quick comparison there. I thought for the sake of this video, I would actually compare these two because I feel like this is probably one of the most popular when it comes to those super compact EDC lights. I do like the ThruNight T1. I just don't see as many of them out there when I see people reviewing and talking about flashlights. So we're going to compare these two when we get outside. So as far as what you get with the WOWTAC, you're going to get this little bag, comes with some extra O-rings and a cover for the USB, which I want to talk about in a minute. You also get the micro USB cord, standard WOWTAC box, nothing fancy. That's what it looks like. All right, so when it comes to the USB port, I opened this up to charge it up and boom, it popped right off. So I'm really glad they sent a replacement as well. I did try to crazy glue this to this, but it just doesn't work. It immediately popped off. There was no sense of like it had caught at all. So not surprised because crazy glue doesn't work great for that. But we do have a replacement here. I just need to get something to get that little nub out of the hole there that it sits in. In the meantime, I can put this on like so. The recharging process was easy. You plug it in and then plug the USB into the wall or to a computer. And then this is going to be red when it's charging and then blue when it's fully charged. Here's what it looks like in hand. Obviously super compact little light. And like I said, I'm going to compare this to the S1R Baton 2. I mean, I think a huge thing about this is it's 26 bucks and you're getting, you know, close to 600 lumens of output, even if it's for a short amount of time. 250-ish, let's say, for the, you know, the really normal, longer runtime, higher level. But 25 bucks or 26 bucks for that versus having to pay close to, you know, 65 for the S1R Baton 2. So you're definitely saving a good amount of money if you need to have that super high output from the S1R Baton 2, which, don't get me wrong, I think it's a great light. But if you're trying to save some money and have a compact light, you know, this size, the WOWTAC W1 may be one to check out. So we'll see when we take it out into the dark and test it, which we're going to do right now. I'm outside now, and we're going to have the WOWTAC on the right and the Olight on the left. So the first three settings are 0.5, 12, and 60 for both of these guys. So put on the Firefly just to show you. There's the WOWTAC, and then Firefly for the Olight. Let's bring that over there. There you go. So obviously they're just, you know, it's very low light for both of them. Let's go up to the 12. I'm shining it at a fence that's about 25 feet away. Here's the WOWTAC at 12. Can't really see a whole lot on the video here. And here's the OLED at 12. Can't really see a whole lot. Let's go up to the next one. So here's 60 for WOWTAC. Here's 60 for Olight. And then side by side. So you can probably see the WOWTAC. It seems to be more diffuse, and that's going to be because of that orange peel reflector. It's not highly textured as far as a reflector, in my opinion, but the Olight definitely throws a hotter center. Okay, now you should probably see a pretty significant difference. The WOWTAC is 197, the Olight is 600. So here's the WOWTAC. Here's the Olight. So the Olight's going to drop down to 300 after this runs for a little over a minute. Again, WOWTAC, Olight. Now side by side. We're going to go up to 562 for the WOWTAC first, and then 1000 for the Olight. So you can probably see the difference side by side. You're getting a hotter beam over here and obviously higher lumens than the WOWTAC, but the WOWTAC is given plenty of light. I mean, as I'm shining it like this, I can see just fine. So overall, I mean, obviously you can see the difference in the lumens output, but the WOWTAC is doing, I would say, just fine. As far as it being diffuse, like I'm shining it at the door, the gate of the fence there, and I could see all the way out to right in front of me, you know, basically straight down here on the ground, totally fine. So from the door back, you're talking, like I said, 25 feet, and then across you're probably talking 30 feet when you're at this highest setting. So plenty of light to go walking, whether it's in the woods or not in the woods. All right, I'm looking at the side yard now. I got a tree that's about 40 feet away. Let's go through the different settings for the WOWTAC. The lowest settings, again, you can't really see a whole lot, but then as you cycle up, you can definitely see a lot more. So I've got on the Firefly setting, nothing's coming on the camera there. So low, can't really see a whole lot. Medium, you're starting to pick up the tree. I can see it okay with my, just like with the human eye here. And then high, here's the high. And then here comes turbo. So high is probably going to be your more common setting, just because you're, you know, the turbo is going to drop down after a while. So with this, yeah, I mean, it definitely spreads the light out quite nicely. I mean, when I'm shining it at that tree right in front of me, I can see probably 50 feet across quite well. So yeah, for a compact little light running off, I think what it gets, the 16350, is that the name of it? Can't remember the name of the battery right now. But yeah, putting out some nice light there. All right, I'm gonna go stand off at a distance and shine the light back at the camera now. Let's wrap up here talking about the WOWTAC W1. First thing, as we talk about this, let's compare it once again to the Olight S1R Baton 2. So, and we can pretty clearly see when you look at the actual light that's coming out, the WOWTAC W1 is going to be more diffuse than the Olight. That has to do with the reflectors. That's going to be a preference thing. If you want a hotter center and a more direct beam, then the Olight's the one to go with. If you want something a little bit more diffuse, then the WOWTAC is something you definitely want to consider. Again, price point, you're looking at around 65 bucks on the Olight website, 26 bucks. So, you know, you're getting almost 3 of these for the price of this. The 1000 lumen max compared to the, you know, less than 600, but around 600 lumen max for this. Both of those are going to run for a while and then pretty quickly drop down. So you're looking at, let's say, around 200 for this and around 300 for this, because even the 600 for this pretty quickly drops down. So one thing I've noticed pretty consistently about flashlight companies is that they have that number and then it drops down. And I've run lights almost across the board longer at that highest setting than they say it can. So if it says this one runs for a minute and then drops down, I run it for 3 minutes and then it'll drop down. And this one, same thing, you know, it says a minute and a half and it runs for 4 minutes or something like that. So there's some give and take there and how you're going to think about that. I think what you're mainly dealing with is a price point difference and then the type of beam that you're going to get coming out of this. I can also tell you, if you want a strong magnet, this one definitely is much stronger than the Olight. This is really made to connect to the charger, as opposed to this one is made to, you know, stick on the car, stick under the hood of your car, stick, you know, on your stove, on the something hanging over your stove if you need light in your kitchen or something like that. But the clip for both these guys can be attached to a hat, which is cool. I think, again, you know, you're talking price point and you're talking the style of, or the experience of the beam that's coming out of the light that's going to really differentiate these two. As far as the WOWTAC W1 by itself and my thoughts, again, very reasonable price. I like that it's micro USB rechargeable. I like that it's got a magnetic end. I'd like to see a little bit higher output that could run consistently, maybe give me 400, but still, this is quite good for what it is. I do like this. It's bigger than this one. It's a little bit smaller than the ThruNite, I think, the T1. So I think if you're looking for a budget option, this could be really one that you want to check out. Again, for 26 bucks, not a ton of money. I haven't had a ton of experience with WOWTAC customer service, so I can't speak to those guys specifically, but I've been impressed so far. It's worked well, and yeah, I think there's a lot of wins to this light. As I was thinking about this light earlier, I was thinking about comparing it to like the Streamlight MicroStream. That's going to cost you more. You're not going to get that 572 or 62 output. You're going to get closer to probably 300 at the high end. That is also micro USB rechargeable. This just gives you more options and it's less expensive. It doesn't have an end pressure switch, obviously, like the newer MicroStream does. But that's a similar type light as far as the size and probably the uses you're going to get out of it. And again, still you're going to spend less money on this than that one as well. So let's hear your thoughts now on the W1 from WOWTAC, and you know, let's get the conversation started in the comment section down below. Thanks as always for checking out the videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.